actually jump back into the space plane hangar, and get this, since we got those new parts, I'm fairly confident, I'm going to put quotes on the confident part, I can make a slightly better Blackbird. Again, that is my favorite plane. I don't know if I mentioned that before. That Elon Musk has the A-12, which, to be fair, Archangel -12 is essentially the Blackbird, just smaller, lighter, faster, and can fly higher. And it was made for the CIA. For better or worse, they're roughly the same vehicle, very similar at least. I think he's correct. I do think the A-12 is cooler, but that's just copying Elon Musk, you know. I can't be doing that over here. Something else. Okay, cool. So we're gonna get in here. We're gonna make something real quick. It's really not difficult to make this if you have the right parts. I'm gonna try my best. And it is a surprisingly long plane. Now, this is going to be air-breathing instead of running off of oxidizer and liquid fuel like the previous version. So, I am not going to need, in this case, as many intakes. The reason being is I have significantly larger air intakes now, as I'm sure you can imagine. We got some better parts, to say the least. So, we'll make do with what we have. Now, that being said, mirror it. We are going to offset this ever so slightly. It is not surprisingly that distant. The engine nacelles that are outboard, left and right, really are not that far away from the actual fuselage of the plane. Despite appearances, when you see the plane, it's a gigantic plane. But they're maybe slightly farther than that. I'll have to take a look really quick. Let me pop these on here too. Pop those on there. There we go. Okay. Might have to work with that. Also, not surprisingly that long either. I'm gonna offset that a little bit. It needs to go further back. Back. Yeah, that's looking a lot better. Okay, fair enough. Okay, so, in the case of this, we are going to be able to run off of, these guys. That's significantly larger. Oh my gosh. Now, it's not gonna quite be, obviously, a Blackbird, because it does have a third engine in the middle. However, we do need that for enough thrust to actually get us off the ground, if that makes sense. And hopefully we can successfully make a good airplane here this time. Last time wasn't so great. In fact, it was highly mediocre. Mediocre? Now, if you want to see some speed, my friends, I can show you some real speed. I'm not gonna finish that. Do you guys know where that's from? Do you guys know what comes next? I hope not. Freaking weirdos. It's racist. Wow, that's looking so much better already. My gosh, that's looking better. I will probably need some more flaps here up in front just to give us some more lift on takeoff, because it is kind of a long plane. I'm not trying to blast out the rear landing legs. In fact, take a look. Oh, thank God I do. I do have much better landing legs this time. We'll be able to work with those for sure. Okay, so I am going to drop my actual elevators on here, and then we are going to throw... Stop. Okay. We are going to be able to throw the delightful air intakes on there. It'll be much better this time. Oh my gosh, stop. Stop it, you big... hop it. Slop it, crop it. Nah, none of those are any good. Granted, none of them are ever any good. And don't hate me for it, but you're gonna hear a lot of that. Oh boy. Okay, offset again. It's way out there. There we go. Oh, beautiful. I'm going to move that in. I don't want them sticking out as much. Perfect. It should give us decent lift. You might have to modify it a little bit, but we are going to drop our intakes in on here. Again, I know it's not quite like the actual Blackbird. Realistically, putting a small nose cone in there would be. That would look a lot better visually, but we can't really do that. I'm not going to clip things all around everywhere. That's kind of dumb. Here we go. Pretty simple so far. It's a much easier design with the right parts, as it turns out. So, yeah, Blackbird, it is, still the, well, kind of, it is the, it has the highest altitude and the fastest flight speed record for manned production aircraft. I know there's the X-15, it does not qualify for that particular title just because it was not a production aircraft. They only made a couple of them, only flew a couple of them, and they were never used in any meaningful manner, right? Now, I know that's a bit of a stupid distinction. It is what it is. I'm going to leave it there because, quite frankly, it's kind of... Blackbird is unique. It is very much unique in its titling. Used for a very long time. Quite frankly, still probably my favorite plane. The only thing other than that, I would say... I really do. Deploy direction. Correct. Normal. Extended. Keep it extended. We're gonna check lift. Oh, it's already set up almost perfectly. I love that. Okay. Hopefully I have enough actual control authority on the rear elevators here. Let me increase this. There we go. You know, a Blackbird never really shot down. They definitely fell out of the sky a few times. We're gonna type in on Blackbird MK2 Mark II. I always made fun of the Mark designations, but quite frankly, they're very useful. Turns out, who would have thunk it? Probably anyone who had to prototype a bunch of garbage would probably have thought. We're gonna drop the landing legs on here. The Blackbirds, truly and genuinely, for the most part, if they ran into any issues, they kind of just hit the gas. Because you can outrun a majority of things that were coming after you. Because the plane itself, at altitude, could outrun rockets fired at them, which made it really, really, really difficult for the Russians to ever even try shooting them down, if they even saw them to begin with, because that was already difficult. And in the end, well, they tried making an interceptor with the MiG-31, I think it was. It just really, really, really did not do the job well enough. They couldn't catch up. The engines on the MiG itself literally ripped themselves to shreds. They got the engines every time the planes flew, attempting to intercept. So it was kind of a difficult situation for the Russians, and there's not really much they could do about it. Ooh, I hope this gets off the runway. I really do. Also, I definitely should have put some drag chutes on this. This plane is not going to be able to land without them. Wheels in this game are not fantastic. Oh, no. I need to, oh gosh, I didn't put the vertical stabilizers on. That one's on me, although it took off. But this is what happens if you don't put vertical stabilizers on. It's no buonissimo. Okay, that one's on me, guys. I feel bad for Jeb. He's not gonna, ooh. Oh boy. Yeah, that was no good. Okay, we're gonna revert it. I know we talked about it in the previous video. Probably that one. Go check it out. It was actually a pretty cool video. We talked about black holes. Fun time. I had a good time. Yeah, I am going to revert flights. There's no reason not to, quite frankly. Why not, you know? It doesn't really make any sense. Anyway, so, vertical stabilizers, you know, gotta do that. And then also, radio-mounted parachutes. I am gonna drop them on the engine nacelles. These are going to give us, in staging, the ability to land. Because, again, Kerbal Space Program does not do a good job in the slightest, at all, at wheels. It's a real shame. Okay. Jump it back in here. We're going to save this one more time. Perfect. We are going to modify this, so we are not going to have it set to pitch because it can get confused sometimes. We will have it set to yaw and roll. That is okay. Deploy angle and authority limiter. Save. Launch one more time. We do have the Blackbird. It's going to look like the Blackbird. It's going to be fast. It's going to be awesome. Not that this isn't functional, but it's not going to go as fast as the real Blackbird does. Just say that, unfortunately, now. I don't have the supersonic parts pack researched yet for that. Should be more than enough air intake for these engines, hopefully. They really do guzzle air like it ain't nobody's business. You know, and you know what they say about business? Actually, I don't know what they say about business. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Tell me what they say about business. And you know what I mean about that. Business squibness, or something. I don't know. Deployed. We are going to retract those. We are not going to be using those. Anytime we do make a maneuver, they will help us out a little bit. We are going to retract the landing gear, and now we are up. Surprisingly stable. I even turned off RCS, and this thing is holding up quite nicely. Wow. This is weirdly successful. Leave a like for this surprising success. And now I can actually do crew report, and I can do other science. I could have a science junior around here, and I could just, you know, do some science. That's pretty crazy. Now, what we're going to do is actually, because there is another, ooh, this has some good control on it, too. But there is actually a runway. I don't know if you guys knew this. There's a runway right over here. You see where my mouse is circling, right over here, on the island. So we're going to throttle back a little bit. We are going fast. We definitely are. And we're going to try to land on there. I've never really successfully landed on it, just because, again, landing in this game is kind of tough. I do have flaps for this reason, for landing and takeoff. They should be able to help us out a bit. So let's see what we can do here. Wow, this is flying really, really well. Okay, we're going to completely throttle back. We're going far too quickly. Way above the speed of sound. Okay, I'm going to do a full pull, vertical, in 3, 2, 1, pull. Yeah, bled some good speed. That's a good air braking maneuver right there. Okay, we're going to throttle up to about 1/4 speed. Just under. We don't want to be gaining speed. We just want to maintain it. These are surprisingly powerful engines, actually. We do not want to stall. If we stall at this altitude, we are not recovering. Throttle up a little bit. I am going to deploy these, give us some better stability here. We are going to deploy our landing gears one more time, and on touchdown, or even maybe slightly before, we are going to actually hit spacebar, stage, and deploy our chutes, and it is going to slow us down real quick. Okay, okay. Pull. Keep it up. We're still under the runway. We are over the runway. Throttle full back. Deploy chutes, drag chutes, pull up. Oh, wow. Bad landing. I'm going to cut these chutes because unfortunately you cannot reuse them, which is kind of sad. I should have a second set, quite frankly, so I can land, take off, and then land again. But no one's perfect. Also, shout out to last video. Ain't nobody freaking perfect. I'm excited though. Look at this. I can actually do some science here too. Oh man, this is great. Okay, we're gonna shut down these engines. Shut down engine. We're gonna keep one on just to give us some thrust if we need it to make some maneuvers. We're gonna do some braking here, come to a complete stop. Perfect. Oh yeah. Oh, I like it. Okay, we're gonna pop the brakes on, keep it on. EVA, we are going to do an EVA report. EVA report from Island Airfield. I don't think a spacesuit was entirely necessary to get here, was it? Maybe. Probably not. Okay, honestly, in this plate, it definitely was. Okay, take surface sample. Ooh, nice, 9 science. Okay, surface sample from Island Airfield. You've collected a sample of the surface. Congratulations. I'm very happy with that. Okay, we're gonna board this again. I cannot plant a flag, because if I get out, I do not have a ladder to get back in. A bit of a design flaw. I can't get back in once you get back out. That's my bad. That's my bad right there. Okay, I don't know if it's actually possible to start a plane here. I would love to. I think that'd be really cool. But we are gonna pull into this hangar really quick. Make good use of it. And we are gonna recover this plane. We're not gonna fly it back, just because I cannot land it, and I do want to recover this science. Got a capsule, got some engines. Okay, nice. But yeah, that's this guy. Okay, so surprisingly successful, I gotta say. Leave a like for that guy. Again, Blackbird, my favorite plane. I mean, it had a titanium skin, ironically sourced and mined from Russia during the Cold War, when we were using the Blackbird to surveil and keep an eye on Russian activities. The United States was really, really good at doing these things, and that was completely unaffiliated with the United States that could purchase titanium from Russia, and Russia was like, yeah, cool, that's alright, we're okay with that. And then it was just, at that point, entirely used for creating things to be, surveil Russia. It was very impressive for them to do that. Okay, so, we are going to open this. We are going to put some more science back in here. You don't like that. We're going to put some science modules in here. We are going to save it as is. This is a fantastic, surprisingly effective aircraft. I gotta tell you, I'm genuinely happy with it. Let me know what you guys think about it. Do you guys like it? Does this scratch your itch for a questionable Blackbird? It does mine for now, at least. We're gonna be making a much better one. Don't worry your pretty little heads with it. Okay. Mirror. We don't need mech jeb on this. It's not really helpful. I'm not leaving Kerbin. Influence of Kerbin's atmosphere. So we can leave that. Hopefully it didn't change too much. Okay, what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna do this. Not gonna do that. Do that. We're gonna do this. Going to remove that one. We're gonna move things around a little bit. I don't need a second cockpit. There's no real reason. We are going to instead remove that second cockpit. We're gonna drop the landing gear here. Nope. There we go. Going to leave steering enabled on the front nose wheel. Gonna keep it off there. We are going to... Perfect. I like it. That's just about right. I can do some science while flying over Kerbin. Wow. We're gonna double check. So, make a plane in any world, quite frankly. Lift, thrust, and center of mass. Virtually perfect. I love it. Could have a little bit more mass in the front. That definitely could happen. It sure could. And now, because we don't necessarily need all of these on one single stage, all the parachutes, I'm going to have one set of parachutes stage and then separately the second set of parachute stage. The reason why is so I can actually land, use my parachutes, cut them, take off, and then be able to land again. It'll just really help me out quite a bit. Very helpful for me. Awesome. And then what else? I should add some more fuel in front. It's gonna look a bit odd. I cannot add more fuel in front. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I don't want to add this little sad sack, as this thing's a little piece of crap. Yeah.